Good morning, everyone. Don't mind the extra chaos over here. Actually, watch your eyes. I'm going to turn on the lights early today. How's everyone doing on this fine Sunday? Got a couple things to show you guys. A little bit of mail came in. So here we go. Finally got my tri-wings in. Good morning, Rhine Labs. Good morning, ITT. And good morning, Franco, when you wake up. Well, I don't know how to open this, so time to slice and dice. So big package came in, lots of stuff. There we go. So these should all be the tri-wings. Yes, they are. So let's see. Does it fit down there? Yep, that's not the right size. There we go. Yep. Okay, so we'll be able to open these up now, which is nice. So we got our 4 tri-wing sizes. Should be able to open up all the Nintendo stuff at this point. Good. These were inexpensive as well. Got some of these. These are resettable breakers. And I bought these because I have a project coming up for the summer, which is kind of like a creator project. So we'll have to see if it's going to go out onto the main channel or not. But these are 6 amp breakers, so they're very, very small, very low current, which is perfectly fine. Could upgrade them to a 10 amp or a 15 amp in the future, but they have this waterproof cover on them. Should work perfectly. This one is the big deal though. These are the actual sticks we're going to be using. Oh, they feel good. For this project. For this project here. So they are Hall effect. As you can see in there, instead of having a wiper on a potentiometer, see that? The wiper moves. These have a circuit board. That's because these are Hall effect. So let's see if they fit the footprint. They do indeed. They are the same footprint. So that's good. So we've got our Hall effect sticks. So we're actually going to be able to make our things now. These were very inexpensive. So these are PS5 sized. Got another one of these Wi-Fi dongles. So these are the driverless ones. Doesn't even say what chip is in there. But now I've got a bunch of these. So now I don't have to worry. I can deploy all my boards everywhere. I've got some switches here. Waterproof switches. Same as this project. So this is an on-off toggle that is with a round body. Very important. Easy to drill holes into chassis with a round body. Good morning, Lock Watcher. So they have the waterproof kind of condom on them. And so, yeah, these are going to be very useful. These are 12 volts. So they're going to light on 12 volts. So very useful. we got these there, got 5 of those. Got some USB Type-C cables. These were very inexpensive, so I expect them to be very crap. But yeah, A to C, and they are kind of longer. Printed holes? No, it's for things like ammo boxes. So this is, yeah, they're about 1 meter long. Yeah, it says 1 meter. So always good to have some USB Type-C cables for charging and such. We can test these later on and get an idea of the current capabilities. Okay, got some of these. Don't know if you know these. These are drill bits with the countersink adapters on them. So you can pre-drill your hole for your for wood, and then your countersink head will fit inside there. So just one process to drill and countersink. Been wanting these, and this was, I don't know what the hell that was. I'm just gonna have a look. Something fell upstairs. Be right back. Okay, nothing to worry about. I'm back. Sock troll from the washing machine? No. Just some like storage bin lids fell over. A book fell over and knocked the see, I've got the washing machine in my head. Book fell over, knocked over some lids. No big deal. All right, next is these. So this was super inexpensive too. This is, oh, it's got some two-sided tape. This is like a LED strip. Essentially, I ordered something on AliExpress like years ago, and I got scammed. Essentially, they just sent me whatever garbage, and part of that garbage was like an under cabinet lighting thing, and I actually installed it, and it was nice. I've been using it, but it died now. So I decided to get some new under cabinet lighting, and so this is like one of those, like those strips that shine out. This is interesting. Does it shine out of here? It must shine out of here, like the straight portion. But we're gonna plug this in and we're gonna see what the deal is, my dear. Don't know what this was powering, but doesn't matter. It's not powering it anymore. So I installed in the kitchen an outlet cover that has USB. And so, perfect. Oh, okay. So there it is. Does it go brighter? That is not very bright. So this is just on-off capacitively. No brightness. Okay, that is very dim. This is very, very dim. Here, if I shut off my... No, I can't do that. This is not bright. Let's just put it that way. Here's a flashlight. Completely swamps it. How's it going, Farm Tech Kim? Why do I get like a translate icon? It says, you know, translate a go. That's your text for me, Ryan. So a little disappointing on this. I'll have to test it in place and see if it is this crap. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Do I have... Oh my god, I don't know where my... I have a little device that shows me the current from the USB. And I don't know where it's at. It's probably somewhere in this mess. Somewhere. But that is not very much current. That's a little disappointing, I have to say. It's okay for accent lighting, but I was actually enjoying the under cabinet strips. So I might actually just buy some decent LED tape, but the thing is I want it to be 5 volts. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay. I think there's one more item, which is this one, which is actually really cool. LCD display module user manual. What? No LCD in here. This is an ESP32P4. I don't know if you've ever heard about the P4. Get out of there. So the P4 is one of those ESPs that do not have Wi-Fi. There we go. But it is incredibly powerful. So this is a P4 M3. Look, it says fingerprints on it already. 16 megs of flash built in. And if I'm not mistaken... This was supposed to have a Wi-Fi ESP on it. Good morning, Rufus the Red. Welcome to the stream. So anyways, this is just supposed to be a super powerful ESP32. It's got 3 USB-Cs. This says USB 3, USB 2, USB 1, so they must be all working very similarly. There's like a Grove type header here. Actually, there's a couple of them. There's a tiny little one there. This is a flat flex cable connector. 2-pin, this is probably for battery. Here's an antenna. So yeah, definitely there's another ESP in here. There's 2 ESPs. So the P4 and something for Wi-Fi. But this thing is going to be super freaking cool. It's got Ethernet, probably not gigabyte, or gigabit, I should say. 2 of these MIPI things. SD card slot, like This board should be able to do much more complicated stuff than a ESP32S3. I think in terms of power, let me just, let's see if we can compare them. Let's use my good friend, Gemini. You got a mouse once on eBay. It turned out to be a box of ketchup packets. The person offered refunds, so sent it back. He had bought and resold without checking them. Wow. Interesting. Can you compare the speed and capabilities of the ESP32P4, the ESP32 S3? P4 M3 dev. Okay, so the P4, yeah, look at this. 400 megahertz clock. So it's got, it's a tri-core. There's 3 cores. Gemini is your good friend too, but people freak out about AI usage. Yeah, Rufus. I think the important thing is not to get AI to do things for you, but use AI as a tool. Like, how good would the stream be if I was just searching through forums too? RAM, it has like 33% more RAM. PS RAM, high-speed parallel MSPI, I don't know what this means. More powerful AI instructions, sure, plus higher clock. So ESP32P4 has no on-chip wireless. You must pair it with a coprocessor, so I think it has a coprocessor. AI is a tool, correct. So the P4 is built for heavy GUI tasks and video processing, far outperforming the S3 in this area. So H.264 encoding, very cool. So you can use these as like a board for security cameras. MIPI, CSI, DSI, ISP, image signal processor. The P4 offers a massive jump in GPIO, over 50 GPIO. Ethernet, a 10100 Ethernet MAC, making it ideal for wired industrial applications. Don't know if you can do power over, like PoE. Don't know. If you're building a complex human machine interface with a high-resolution touchscreen, need hardware video encoding, raw speed of the RISC-V processor. Yep. So, gets into a loophole, argue obvious wrong. Yeah. It does hallucinate. So these things, this thing, I should say, should be pretty interesting to play with. So we're going to make a video on that. I'm going to take a look. If I can find my magnifying glass. I haven't cleaned my bench, as you can see, in forever. Let me clean this up a little bit. Couple of things too. I don't know if you guys care or not, but I am going to a job fair in a couple days. See if I can score a job in tech. Don't have an impressive resume, but I'm hoping that bringing things like, you know, boards I've designed and stuff like that will be at least somewhat impressive. Because I think the problem is my resume gets auto-filtered out when they see mechanic. They don't want a mechanic. If you got better at soldering, then you did learn something. First few Arduino projects were really just copy and paste variants of the Arduino Nano Tetris game. Me and AI made like 31 games, and I have no idea how. Didn't learn a thing. Yeah, but AI it's the way you use it, right? If you look on my GitHub, I have a TCG project, which I've written all the code on. AI just tells me which chunk I should focus on next, and then I do it and submit it, and it criticizes my code. All right, so let's see. Do we have an ESP chip? Because this is definitely an antenna, where it says C3 there. So where's the antenna going to? Oh, there. It says right there. It has an ESP32C6 coprocessor built in. So it's an ESP32P4 with an ESP32C6 on the same chip. So they're all inside here. So there was Wi-Fi. I was correct about that. So there we go. So pretty excited to hook this up to a screen and maybe a camera, and then make something cool out of it. Very interesting. Since it has H.264 encoding, also very cool. Would like to make some homemade security cameras, but this is 25 bucks. It's not cheap. I mean, it's also not expensive for what it is. I don't know if I need all this. Also, it looks like it has very similar mounting holes to a Raspberry Pi. So, there we go. Just got a VGA add-on, and you can run Windows. Windows 3, the 3.1, maybe. Maybe. So I can put this in the recycling. Get out of here. All right. Excuse me. Now what I'm really excited about, let's get to pulling apart these nunchucks. I want to take a look at the insides, because ideally I'd also like to make a board that fits inside this. Some people have done it. I would like to, and if it's possible, then I want to order an aftermarket one. So I don't want to destroy an original Nintendo one, although they are very inexpensive, I guess. Oh, so nice to have the right tool for the job. No, I did not get an Arduino Q. Mostly because it's very expensive. It's the price of a Pi. That was less than ideal. The Q is just as expensive as a Pi. And so I'm not sure why I would buy a Q rather than another Pi. Okay, so this is soldered in. So yes, indeed, they do use rubber domes. So all of the feel from these front buttons are just from domes. Yeah, the Wiimote uses I2C. Yeah, why not? perfectly cromulent protocol. Wow, there's 2 microchips here. Why? So on the bottom you have I don't know what that is. Here, you guys can see too. So there's 1 chip, and then on the top there's an ST Micro jobby. This seems really expensive for there's no way the aftermarket ones use 2 chips. And I know this is old, okay, so I get that. The modern ones could definitely run on something way shittier, but I think these could probably also run on something way shittier. I find it interesting, like the design choices big companies make. Wow, I still can't get over how good the mechanical design is. The buttons are not that stable. They're stable enough. The feel is incredible. The joystick, nothing special. Does it only fit one way? Yeah, it only fits one way. Wow. Why would you need a symmetrical joystick? Windy day on the mountain. I hope the coffee is good. I wish I was up on a mountain right now. Yesterday I went for a massive walk. I walked 6.5 miles. My Google still tracks everything in Imperial. Excuse me. So 6.5 miles to kilometers. Yeah, 10.5 kilometers, which was pretty wild. It is kind of special. It doesn't have a click momentary switch. What? Yeah, I know that's wild, huh? No pressing down on the stick. I can't imagine they saved very much money by not having a click. There's no click. Wild. Can't believe they've done that. Like, I'm designing one right now, and mine will definitely have a click. I mean, it's just for the same envelope, more or less. All right. Here goes. We're taking apart the Wiimote. This is an original one, I think. Yeah, this is an original one. How's it going, JB? Had to play emergency lawnmower repairman yesterday. Ryan, was it you that is a electronics engineer? Someone was yesterday, and I forgot who. Is this gonna go flying? Excuse me. I don't want to break it. Reverse engineer? So, are you an engineer or no? Someone in here is an engineer. I don't know why you'd be in here if you're an engineer, but I'm not here to judge. I just get the buttons out of the way. Do not want to break this. It's not like I have like hundreds of removal tools that are in different places all over the shop instead of being in one spot where I can find them. Non-engineer, okay. There we go, that released that clip. That released that clip. Again, all rubber domes. So the home button. Ah, nope. There's tactile switches here. That is like very low profile though. Rubber domes. These are just pure rubber domes. There's the contacts. I think it was this way. And then this. All rubber domes except for the power button, which is a tactile. Man, so cool. So incredibly cool. Nintendo does such a good job on mechanical design. Too bad they are bastards when it comes to copyright stuff and all that kind of stuff. Oh, lost a button here. Was the plus button still attached? It's weird that it fell. So this should slide out. Oh, the speaker is stuck. Nope, the rumble motor. I think it's a rumble motor. Here's the speaker. There we go. It's got a little pad there. Oh, pad for the micro. Okay, that must be a cheap heatsink. Yeah, even the trigger button on the bottom. That is very much, there we go. That is very much a rubber dome. Cool. Me? I'm not an engineer. Rufus. Love when the pad is just split in half. Makes it so much easier to solder in arcade buttons. Yeah, yeah. Realize your Whooper firmware didn't do the DST thing during the night. So fix that issue. Have to wait 6 months to test it. Yeah. There's a large cap here. So large capacitor. We've got one more tactile switch. This is for the pairing. We've got a Broadcom chip. So that Broadcom chip must have the IMU built in. Look at that. Beauty. Don't see a date. But yeah, this is interesting. I don't know if you knew this, but this is a camera of sorts. It tracks the two, you know, the sensor bar that you need for the Wii. That sensor bar is just two infrared LEDs. And they're just on all the time. And this camera is what tracks the position, like where you're pointing, based on where it sees the two LEDs shining. In fact, you don't need that sensor bar on top of your TV. You can use 2 candles. They put out enough infrared that it works. I just noticed something too. They have a very, very thin PCB. That's good to know. Bummer means you're 5 hours apart from your red coat homies again. That little window, we were only 4 hours off. What a cool device. Honestly, such a cool piece of engineering. I would have loved to be part of this. Don't know what was keeping the rumble motor down there. Just the rubber. Look at that. Very simple mechanism for the trigger. They did such a good job. Good on you, mate. Okay, so we need to reattach this. So I stopped using the Wii. Oh, there's the rubber dome. That does the... I think it's a Z trigger? What is it? B trigger. Oh, and I broke some clips for sure. So I stopped using the Wii because the remotes wouldn't pair anymore. And I guess they were broken, but they're not broken because we can get them to be recognized in Windows. So I guess the problem, this is backwards, I guess the problem actually was that the Bluetooth is screwed up in the console. Which is interesting. Again, Nintendo doesn't usually have big problems with their consoles. This has an alignment line. That's very cool. Okay, so let's... Oh, this goes in here. Ah, that makes sense. So it gets pressed up by this bracket in the bottom. And then these wires get fed through that little slot. Perfect. So I was asking about engineering in chat because I have, so in Canada, the term engineer is a protected term. So you can't just call yourself an engineer. Like legally, you can't if you're not an engineer. And I have the opportunity, and I use opportunity loosely here, to go to school for electronics engineering technician. So technician means that I would be not an engineer, but I'd be like a more practical, more hands-on version of that. Now, the problem is it comes with a very steep price tag, but the benefit is that it would be all remote, so I don't have to go into class. And the problem is, when I apply for jobs using my YouTube as my resume, it's my belief that my resume always gets declined because of the fact that I am a mechanic right now. I don't think anybody wants to have a mechanic on board, sort of, no matter what. So this is my belief. So it cost, to get this degree, it would take some time. I don't mind the time. I'm cognizant that learning takes time. But the big deal is it is 5,000 Canadian pesos. No, it's not a silly thing to protect. I disagree with that. If you, in Canada, if you call yourself an engineer, it's because you have the required knowledge that an engineer has. Engineers have sign-off duties here and stuff like that. Like, it's proper. I understand the qualification. I'm not against it. It's a protected term in Canada, just like in most countries, you can't call yourself a doctor unless you have a medical degree. Same. I know there's like an air of elitism when it comes to that. Yeah, it's not a recognized university, Ryan. But anyways, I'm just gathering some opinions, because I can take out a very low interest loan, like a very low interest loan, to start the program, and the on paper benefits are great. Right? I'll stop getting screened out of opportunities because I'm just a mechanic, which is shitty, because I feel like I read the job descriptions and I have like relevant experience. I'm like, I've literally done this shit. But because we're in the era of AI screening, everything gets screened out. Well, the thing is, it's okay to take on a little bit of debt if it's going to amount to something, right? I don't think all debt is necessarily bad. But anyways, I'm just hearing your opinions. You like when someone has the ability to say, I have to change the spark plugs in my airplane. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, mentally, for me, changing the spark plugs in an airplane seems like the easiest shit ever. But that's because I'm a professional mechanic. However, if someone asked me if I wanted to change the spark plugs in their airplane, I'd be like, yeah, sounds like lots of fun, because I've never done it before. Yeah, so looks like all the clips broke here. Person who designs, builds, maintains machines, structures, or systems. No, but it's not like that. It's like literally it comes with the ability to do work. You have to be part of the association. I agree with protected terms. I have to say, I agree with protected terms. Airplane spark plugs slightly different. Oh, I'm sure they are. But I wouldn't know until I tried now, would I? So these clips are broken, so that's kind of shitty, but other than that, this goes together pretty nice. I'll tell you, Nintendo has the feel just absolutely down-packed. They did such a good job in this. Mine will not be that good, I can promise you, but we will work on it. So what's the consensus? I feel like I can finish this degree in 7 months. Go get a real electronics degree. 7 months of work. Interest-free loan. Do it. Don't do it. Continue making YouTube videos for 100. Don't do it. I don't know, man. There you go. So you can vote. Yeah, it's like 5K. I'm using semi-clicky, semi-mushy. These guys. Kale switches. Well, if something happens after I take out the loan, I mean, it just is what it is. You know, like, and by the way, you guys' response is not binding. The thing is, I really want to work in the electronics field. Like, very, very much so. But I can't get in without a paper degree. So, take that as you will. And yeah, on airplanes, lock watcher, you need to hold, in Canada at least, a red seal. What is the red seal trade number for airplane mechanic in Canada? So I have my 310S, which is a mechanics degree. What? No red seal. Aviation is federally regulated. Ah, you need an AME license. Okay, it's not a red seal. Do it, but 5 months look really small. A&P certificate. So yeah, AME. Wow. What does it cost to be AME certified in Canada, and how long does it take? I know airplane mechanics make a shit ton of money. You can get electronics jobs here in Canada also without a degree, lock watcher. But I think the problem is, here's my 200 a week for 7 months. Yeah, if I do you know how little money I make as a YouTuber and how expensive it is to live in Canada? The problem is, if I put on my resume that I'm a mechanic, no one wants to hire me. If I don't put on my resume that I'm a mechanic, then it looks like I've been unemployed for the last 15 years. Airplane mechanics make more money in Canada than car mechanics. So I really need that paper degree to follow. Ryan, I'll be honest with you, I don't have an extra $100 a week. The loan is not coming from a bank. Just put it that way. The loan is like interest free. All right, so 4 years to be a airplane mechanic. It's like 25 grand. What's the median salary for a automotive mechanic in every province and airplane mechanic in every province? So this is automotive technician. This is me. Annual full-time job. This is before taxes. So here where I live in Ontario, 62.4. It is shit. Absolutely shit. Aircraft mechanic, 86.8. That's $20,000. In principle, your entire training cost is made up in your first year. And the thing is, I'll tell you, being a mechanic sucks. You wreck your entire body for what? 62 grand a year Canadian. Do you have a source for the salary numbers? My live chat thinks you are hallucinating. No, the mechanic rate, the automotive mechanic rate is about correct. There we go. So here is the Government of Canada prevailing wages for AME. Median an hour is 39. And what did they say? That's about 39. And automotive, 30. What did they say? 30. Dead on. You can legally call yourself an engineer even though you never did the university thing. It's kind of junior engineer education. Nice. If I get a certificate as a electronics engineering technician in Ontario, and I call myself an engineer. What do you mean not real world? This is literally, this is captured from tax information. This is literally gathered from people filing their taxes. And I'll tell you, I work as a mechanic, and this is just about accurate. Individuals, no, PEO. So, general aviation. What about aviation mechanic in general aviation in Canada? What are those specific, Jesus Christ, specific wages in Canada per province? Wait, no, we're talking about Canada, dude. Depending on their signing authority, yeah. So apprenticed, licensed. So it's still more. It's still like 33% more. Like, it doesn't change. You still need to be certified as an AME. And so that doesn't change your education. So you still need to have an approved program. You still need to go do your licensing. Yes, you can. Of course, you can work as an apprentice, but you still need to be registered. And to be an apprentice, you need to have continuing education. You can't just be an apprentice for the rest of your life. But the same thing in the automotive trade. You can go and turn wrenches and sign up to be an apprentice. In fact, as a mechanic, they'll hire you anywhere. Literally any shop. You come in, you say, you know, I'll show up every day and I'll do my best, and you're hired. You'll be hired for minimum wage, but you'll be hired. I'm a licensed mechanic. Like, I have taught automotive mechanics at the college level, and I'll tell you, it is grim. Nobody wants to work, yet you ask all these shops, like I've literally done liaison with shops, right? So you ask these shops, well, to attract talent, have you tried increasing the salary? No, why would we do that? That's literally the answer we get. No, why would we do that? And they're like, we can't find talent. But yeah, but you're paying minimum wage. I'll tell you, my boss at the college, okay, A company that we work with often, that we have like arrangements with. We send co-op students and stuff. This company called my boss, begging for talent, and my boss is like, well, we have one student right now that's looking for work. So I'll send you the student after classes, and you can sit down and talk to him. So he sends him the student. Honestly, very promising student. You can tell as a professor who's promising and who needs to do a lot more work. Very promising student. He comes back the next day to school, and my boss asks him, so how did it go? And he's like, yeah, I took the job. He's like, great, congratulations, you know, now you can, you're more stable. He asked him the salary, and the student was like, oh, it's minimum wage. And my boss is like, what? Minimum wage? Okay. And then so he calls the shop back, and he's like, dude, you asked for talent. I send you someone very promising, and you offer the minimum wage, and the shop's like, yeah, but he accepted it. And it's like, okay, great. Don't ask us to send anybody else. Ryan, where do you live? Where do you live, Ryan? This is a very important aspect of determining salaries, because first of all those amounts are in Canadian dollars. So roughly 30%. Yeah, you're American. Jesus Christ, dude. 35% less. 35% less than what you saw is what the American dollar equivalent is. So 35% less than that. And on top of that, Canada has different rules. We have totally different oversight. Completely different everything. I'll tell you, the mechanics' wages that I saw there are accurate. So I have no reason to doubt the aviation ones, but even so, we went into the government census data. In Canada, they're based on Transport Canada. And Transport Canada might base it on something else, but it is what it is. But we went to literally the government source, which takes their dollar amounts from the people who filed their taxes, which is about 95% of all Canadians. Yes, because they see the data. They literally see the data. You have to file your data once a year. So yes, I do in fact believe the government data on revenue, on salary. Who else would have a better idea? Like who would have a better idea than literally the agency who collects the data? I don't, if you know a better agency, then let me know. And on top of that, the British Columbia rates, the rates on the West Coast where you are, British Columbia, they're like some of the highest. British Columbia. Oh, not in this case, not aviation. Aviation actually, it's towards the middle. If you know of a better source, let me know. I'll take a look at it. But Canada has extensive data collection with our long-form censuses and with tax data. And also, the website it was on is actually the job bank And the job bank collects the data also from the people literally making the job postings. So I don't know a better source. If you have a better source, give it to me. I will look at it. And I will say also, being a professional mechanic for God knows how many years now, 20 years? Yeah, 20 years. Jesus Christ, I'm old. The numbers for automotive were accurate. Been there, done that. Been in the trade, spoke to a lot of people about their salaries over the years. Here, let's check the data for what is the median salary for automotive mechanics in the USA. Can divide it by major region. By state is a little hard. And also the median salary of aviation mechanics. Same thing for the region. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So, automotive, medium annual, Northeast. So this is already directly like 35% more than in Canada. The Midwest, quite a bit cheaper. The South getting quite low, and the mountains are kind of medium. And then, oh look, aircraft. That's a shit ton of money. That is a good wage. South, yeah, Texas, lower. Texas, Florida, Georgia, that makes sense. Lower. Midwest, the mountains. This is, but look at that. The Northeast, New Jersey, New York, and I don't know what MD is. Missouri? Minnesota? Michigan? I don't know what that is. Look at that. That's great. New Jersey currently has the highest median for A&P mechanics because it serves the massive maintenance hub for Newark and JFK. Union presence, very nice. If you work on a Cessna, rural Kansas, you're looking at 55 to 65K. How's it going, Franco? Why is there a translation? This is so weird. Avionics technicians, the E rating, have a median roughly 3,000 to 5,000 higher. Can you do it for general aviation mechanics? Apparently, the existence of this split it. Okay, can you do it for general aviation mechanics and big shop aviation mechanics? So split them out. So these were already in place. So all that stripping this out did All that stripping this out did is increase this side, right? Because it was already a median. But what I guess what I'm saying is that if you have these skills, you can go work here. Just like if you're an automotive mechanic, you can go work in a unionized shop. You don't need a different certification. So these were already figured in these medians. This is why we use the median. So yeah, just stripping the lower incomes makes the higher ones go higher. But anyways, regardless of this, the point is, okay, is it still fair to say that an automotive mechanic on average makes less per year than an aviation mechanic on average? Average. There. Look. Just simply, is my statement fair to say? Yes, it is absolutely fair to say. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need to say. I used to have 3 jobs, now I have 2. So I have one self-employed job, which is this YouTube stuff. And I have, I work for an independent mechanic. But I need to switch my careers up because I hurt my back on the way to work this week, and so I had to eat a whole day of labor. I wasn't paid for my day because I hurt myself before I even clocked in. So I need to change industry. I need to do something a little bit less hands-on. 20 years of mechanics have wrecked my body. Completely and totally. I will say, the new KiCad loads way slower. So it seems like most people don't know if I should go get a degree or not. Okay, so we need to do some labeling here, and then we'll be ready to send this to PCBWay to get this manufactured. By the way, Ryan, you own an airplane? Question mark. Front silk. On, off. Yeah, you own an airplane. So I don't know any mechanics, none, that would even consider owning an airplane. It's just cannot conceive of being able to afford to buy an airplane. In fact, I don't know of any mechanics. You also hold commercial, pilot, single engine, multi-engine, land, instrument. So it's just the truth, the reality is that mechanics don't make that much here. I mean, they don't even have, most mechanics don't even have exotic cars. Nothing. Real world not always works for everyone, but can work. So that's my point. Is I'm getting to the point where I need to make a decision about stuff. YouTube is okay for supplementary income. Like I'll make a little bit more income than if I wasn't doing YouTube. But it's definitely not enough for a living. This edit. Some people's real world. It's not an online certificate, Ryan. It's a college certificate. It holds the same weight. It doesn't say that you got it online. It holds the exact same weight as attending a college in Canada. It's not a what are those scam colleges you see on TV commercials? It's not that. It's a real physical building that just happens to offer online courses. This would be the D-pad connection, which we're not going to bother for now. So in my head, the logic of that degree is that if I can score, like the jobs that I'm looking at that require that degree, that I've been applying to for like a while now, but I don't get any responses, and I think it's because the fact that I'm just a lowly mechanic. That's all I am, really, on paper. They are like 80 to 100,000 a year. Make sure the job says yes. What do you mean the job says yes? They put your resume in the garbage pile until you have the degree. There's no job says yes. I think the reality is that the screening is just all AI screening now anyways. Having the thing you seek. I mean, maybe. But I think, honestly, I do think it's because of the on-paper qualifications. They will hire someone right out of college with those credentials, but they won't hire me because I don't have the credentials. I think that's important. I also carry, the other thing is, I carry a, because of the clients my current job works with, I carry a security clearance. Ian, I wish it was that easy. So I am going to a job fair in tech in a couple days, and I plan on bringing my projects with me. I don't have a lot of polished projects though, because I do YouTube stuff. Yeah, Franco, the problem is if you here, let's have an honest discussion here. Let's have an honest discussion. In Ottawa, yeah, by the way, good morning, Ian. In Ottawa, there are a lot of firms that are hiring sort of like electronicsy type stuff. But the problem is they're all big companies. They're all big outfits, like multinational outfits. And when you get a really big company, the big problem is the person who is screening the applications is an HR or recruiter person. They are not an engineer. They are not a software dev. They are not anything that pertains to the job. And so they just delete all the applications that don't look like they'll work out on paper, and then they make a short list, and then they do the interviews, and then they bring in the engineering team afterwards to vet out the applications past that. So my issue is I need to be able to get past Joan and John in HR in order to sit down in a room with the engineers. That is what I'm hoping the degree will bring me. And anyways, all the jobs I've been looking at, they have on the requirements like some sort of degree in electronics something. Okay, that's just what happens when you're looking for work at a big firm. It just is what it is. And I don't blame them. Like you have thousands, like look at the job market right now. You have to screen thousands of applications for every job. Like thousands. And some people just spam applications. Yes, I do need coffee, thank you. Some people just spam applications. They use AI tools to just apply to everything. Doesn't matter what it is. So literally HR departments have to screen thousands. Yeah, age probably working against me. Yeah, I'm nearing 40. I'm not afraid to admit these challenges. Right? It's technically illegal to age discriminate, but nobody has to answer for what they're discriminating against. I found my thingy, so we're gonna plug in the LEDs. So in a way, I don't blame recruitment agencies. I do think my dearest wife said a really good thing I can do is network, and I agree. I don't know how. A good workplace asks you 10 years of experience in a software that doesn't exist. I mean, that's just normal. Hit the smaller. Yeah, we don't have small electronics companies here. We just don't. Okay, so just idling, it doesn't even have a milliamp of draw, even though there's like an LED lit up here, right? So we'll turn this on, and it's using a 1/4 amp. So yeah, where? I mean, hey, if you want to go through the Ottawa meetups and all this stuff and tell me where I can go to network, sure. As far as I know, most engineers stay at home. That's what I'm getting. So yeah, this only uses a 1/4 amp. No wonder it's so dim. I'm just gonna throw it underneath my workbench here. Yeah, it barely lights up anything. This is more like accent lighting than anything else. You can't see it. I thought it'd be nice in this in the flexible format, you know, the side emitting. But it's just it's not great. I'm gonna probably zigzag it twice underneath the cabinets there, but probably gonna replace this ASAP with a real solution. So yes, I agree, networking is good, but here's another thing. Let's say the job on the low end, $60,000 a year. Okay? If I start getting that degree now, like now, and it takes 6 months to finish, in principle, that's $30,000 of opportunity cost. So that's a little hard to swallow, that if I try to network for the next half a year, I could end up completely unsuccessful. Oh. Do I have a package? So it's difficult. It's very difficult. You've always been self-employed. Icono Power Limited, Ottawa. What's that? Let me look it up. If someone ends up getting me a job, I will PayPal you some money. Icono Power, Ottawa. Should I ask other creators you're in contact with? This is networking. Yeah, they're not here though. A supplier of power electronics components. But they... Do they have a careers? They're not hiring though, are they? About us. They don't have a careers place. Ryan, with all due respect, I appreciate you as a person and as a viewer. You do not know my financial situation. You don't even know how much I spend on groceries. I spend far less than you think. Forms. I'm going to put this on the list. Contact us. I will put this on the list. I've been in the sacrifice phase for years. The only big purchases I make are business purchases, sadly. Cool. I will contact them. Let me just see what about them.
Power electronics, complete solutions, are engaged in the design, development, manufacture, distribution of industrial power capacitor and semiconductor components. So customer base, diverse range of industries. We provide day-to-day components, technical support, custom fab, strength and experience in the power conversion and control systems, allow us to service our clients effectively. First of all, I can design them a better website. So there's that. She's a bit... product offering was strengthened, combined with the expansion of engineering, manufacturing, power electronics in North America. Our goal is to provide production and manufacturing clients with a complete selection of power electronic equipment, support, and custom solutions. As an automotive tech, the numbers you quoted should be fine if making them yourself. I think you're forgetting one thing, Ryan, is that I don't work full time. I work 1 day a week because my body is destroyed. And I used to survive quite well because I used to work as a contract professor for a trade college. However, it was like sparse, but still I made good money while I was working. But the problem is our province, Ontario, voted in some gentleman who's been in power for a while now, and he has gutted the education system. Now real world numbers. Yeah, if I worked full time, I would be making like $60,000 a year, but I can't work full time because I'm broken. And I have never once, not now, not ever, taken government assistance because I either didn't qualify for it or didn't feel like I needed it or whatever. So I am on my own. All right. I want a job with, whoops. I want a job with these folks. Which point of contact would you use to reach out? Because not sales, accounts receivable, QC, I don't know. Look at that, they put his freaking number. Yeah, this is what I was thinking too. Yeah, anyways. Okay, let's continue what we're doing. 49, yeah. So I'm nearly 40. 38. And yeah, I feel very broken. Very broken. Okay, so that is good. What else do I need? View, 3D viewer. By the way, Vero's working out of the house again today. So we can go as long as we want. 61 and you're a bit broken too. Yeah. I don't know why I got a pen like a minute ago. Oh, R1, that doesn't need to be marked. I think that looks good. So just add some label text, probably around the back here. We're going to remove this R1. And then I think we're good to go. Should be towed for scrap. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, like on Tuesday, basically it's tax season. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. It's tax season, right? So I have to pay my taxes very shortly, which is very expensive because of my self-employment. And so I really needed the income. You'll be busting your hump. Yeah, me too. I don't think I'll have a retirement ever. What was I trying to say? I don't remember. That's okay. In the silk, no. Rear mask. Oh yeah, so on Tuesday, I needed that shift because it's not a good time. Electronics is controller and bold. I was in the drive-thru and I reached back to grab my breakfast, which is a couple of boiled eggs. So I reached to the back seat, waiting in the drive-thru, and I pulled my back. My back went into a full spasm, and I had to sit on the side of the road for like an hour and a half before I could drive. So that was fun. You're still working on what happened 2 days ago? Yeah, we suck, don't we? View, 3D viewer. Does that look centered? Kind of does. So you're not really connected? Yeah. Broken humans, huh? A whole bunch of us. Don't really need switch 1 and 2 on there either. Front silk, switch 1. Oh, also, that sucks. I didn't even get my Zhao chips. Hold on, I gotta go check. Okay, here's what I'll do. I will go get a coffee. So I'll go get a coffee, and I will go find, because I got a notification that a package was delivered this morning. So I'll go get a coffee, and I'll check to see if my Zhao chips are in, because that would be really useful. Kind of need those for the project. Be right back. And I'm back. All right, what do we got? Geez, I lost a lot of stuff here. Humans are broken, yes. Don't feel broken today. Good for you, Locke. I'm actually happy someone doesn't feel broken. You sometimes forget you're broken until you try to do something. Yeah, more or less retired here. I still do a couple of days a month to an oil company just to get out there and meet folks. Sold the design rights to your products also. Happy EE workshop life now. Very cool, Ian. Ian, are you engineer like a degree holding engineer? Lockwatcher is fixing to retire. Congrats. Technically retired decades ago due to disability. Yeah, that sucks. 2012 when you went in for hernia surgery, CT scan, and lost your aviation medical, your career in 100K plus educational investment and business you built gone. Yeah, that really sucks. That is definitely a kick in the nads. Some careers demand great health. Yep. What kinds of planes you qualified to fly? One should always have something fall back on or exit. Single and multi-engine up to 16.5K lab pounds. Oh, pounds. Ferried single engine airplanes across the ocean. So lose that overnight, really tough for sure. Coffee looks good there, S.
Wait until you see the the stir. Went back to my maple creamer. Ah, yes. No electronics qualifications whatsoever. You just got into a great electronics company when you were 19 and finally built your way up to technical manager in charge of all EE designs and software. Very cool. Very, very cool. I am envious. I want a desk job that I can really sink my teeth into. You think I'll be fine? I hope so. I mean, the problem is things are very tough right now, overall, economically. Thankfully, back in 2012, my wife was working like a dog. She was working like an absolutely insane person. Like, she was working engineering in construction, and she was working, I don't know, something around 80 hours a week. So she was making bank with her overtime. I was working full-time as a mechanic. And so we managed to buy a starter home, which is where we live now today. Our mortgage payment is relatively high per month, but it is about the price of a one-bedroom apartment in Ottawa today. So if we needed if we needed space, I would not be able to have a YouTube studio if we were to spend on housing, on rent, what we spend on mortgage today. So we got okay, let's just put it this way. We didn't get lucky. My wife is a brilliant woman, and she said we need to buy a house, and we did. And if it wasn't for her, yeah, today we'd be struggling, essentially. No such thing as a starter. Well, it's a small house, very small. So yeah, paid yours off in 2009. I wish. About, I would say 80% of my income, 75%-ish of my income goes to paying the mortgage. So that puts me well under the poverty line. Okay, anyways, this is what came in the mail. So we have our Zhao chips. So here are 2 S3s, and here are 3 C3s. And 3 C3s. Now the only thing is the images showed that they had external antennae, but I don't think it has an external antenna. Oh, yes it does. Oh, that is awesome. Excellent. So we do have the external antenna included. Don't have to order anything else. Awesome. It's just wrapped around this and underneath. They did such a good job with the packaging, which is good because they cost a shit ton. Amazing. So yes, they have the little micro connector here, and then this we're gonna stick on the body. Yeah, they're a bit scary, but I'm not too worried. Carney isn't all about making jobs up there. Yes, he is. He is investing in Canada. Anyways, I don't want to talk about politics, Jackie, so it is what it is. If you don't like Carney, then don't vote for him. I chose by far the least worst option, and so did the rest of Canada. Excellent. Interesting packaging explains the price. Well, the price also includes the fact that it is the smallest ESP controllers you could potentially get. There is, I don't think there's anything smaller. So there we go. Let's check the S3 out. So S3 also has the antenna on the outside, which is very nice. So I got the ones without the connector. So I didn't get the S3 pluses. So they don't have the little connector there. When you were much younger, you took a short hop on a Ford Trimotor. Nice. And there we go. There's the antenna, and there's the pins. Very cool unboxing experience. Really nice. Not often do you see this in the inexpensive maker world. Great. Zhao ESP32S3. So with this, we have enough to make two. We have enough to make 2 controllers, which is good. We also have the C6, so we can make we can make 3 controllers, and in fact, these S3s will work the same, but they're not needed. So these Zhaos, this is all I have. Hopefully, the video will work well enough that I can prototype some new ones. Do they have battery management? They should. The website said they did. Let's check it out now. Funk Soul Brother, right about now. Funk Soul Brother. Oops, dropped it. They do indeed. Right there. Bat, minus, and plus. So I'm just going to confirm that the minus is towards the USB-C connector. These are incredible little devices. Like, honestly, right next to, like, this is the smallest micros I have aside from that, and the Zhao are smaller. The funny thing is, Seed reached out and wanted to send me some Zhaos, and I was like, look, man, I've got a shit ton of microcontrollers. I don't know how I'm going to make a video on ESP32s. Like, I think I'll pass. I was just not in a good headspace. And now that I bought them, I'm like, wow, these are great. I really wish I would have said yes. Because I wasn't programming ESPs back then. Like, the only thing I was doing with it was WLED, and that doesn't count because WLED is like, it works by itself. You don't need to do shit. But these little Zhao are incredible. I love it. I honestly love it when a company makes something that fills a niche. I wish I would have known that the Super Minis also had antennas on them. But that kind of concludes that. There's not much more we can do aside from like some mechanical design. They should have made you do it. Yeah. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. So the point is, I can continue working on this. I would really like to do it with the board in hand, though. What's the temperature outside? Because I might just go for a long walk. Here, let me do another poll. Because you guys are all here now. End poll. Start a poll. Continue streaming whatever BS comes to mind. Yes. Keep it going. No. Go do other things off stream. I don't know, man. So I feel like you guys are all settled in now. Do you trust Seed? No, they have to trust me. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. So just vote for a little bit. If you guys want to just, like, I'll probably fiddle with this a little bit, probably print some stuff or whatever, but I won't do anything, like, serious. You know, and we'll keep it going for an hour or two. If you guys don't want to see it, then you don't want to see it. I do need to record a video today, so we could do that too. Oh, although I can't do it on stream. True. But I mean, I'm sure I've got tons of videos around here to work on. I can also work on my ESP32 video. Which I need to do a lot of work on. So let me know if you want me to keep going for an hour or two. I want to go check the temperature. While you guys do that, let me check what it looks like outside. City of Ottawa. Ottawa traffic locations. Let's pick a random one. Bam. Oh, it's looking good. Looking good. It's plus 2 degrees. It's going to go up today to plus 8. Oh, yeah. No coat. I'm going to walk with no coat today. I'll walk with no coat. Right now it's plus 2.
Oh, this looks more snowy there. 2 hours of sleep, 2 times not enough. Yeah, I hope you sleep well, Mr. Lockwatcher. Mrs. ITT, not Mr. Lockwatcher. Why would you want to... you weren't here. So there's a big explanation. Mostly is, I'm pretty sure the fact that I am a mechanic with not a paper degree in electronics is stopping me from getting work in the electronics field. That's the gist of it. Where is this? Metcalfe and Wellington. That's a big project. This is near the Parliament, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think the Parliament's just across here. You miss your friends in Iqaluit, way up north Nunavut. I would love to go way up north to visit, but it's very difficult to get there in the summer. And that's when I want to visit. I want to go fishing up in the wild north. Yeah, not much snow here. Where is this? Strandherd and Jockvale. I don't know where that is. Looked at Seed's no-code model training and deployment platform, SenseCraft AI. No, that's SenseCraft AI. Let's see what they have to say about it. Okay, deploy a pre-trained model. For the Zhao Sense. I don't have a Zhao Sense. The Zhao Sense is like $50. I can program PLC logic controls. I don't think it's that difficult, Jackie, but the thing is, you weren't here for the whole discussion, but the problem is that the HR departments don't know that you have the skills unless you've got the paper whatever, and so you never make it to the engineering department. Sensor output. So they only have 2 devices. This says Grove Vision AI V2 or Zhao ESP32S3 Sense. Yeah, so it's only these 2. There's no like FAQ user guides. Best fishing you ever had was in Vanuatu? I don't even know what that is. Vanuatu, South Pacific. Oh, yeah. No way I can afford a flight at this point. Not a chance. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those things where like they don't have a list of what you use. Overview. Yeah, user account. Yeah, you're going to have to pay, I'm assuming. Sign in, forget your account password, change your password. Supported devices. Uh-huh. Model details. So you have to sign in to see. Vanuatu. Ryan can land in your backyard, pick you up. There is a small airport in Ottawa that, I mean, there's the Ottawa International Airport, but there's this small airport in Ottawa that I can get to relatively easily. Like from downtown, it's not too bad. It's the code is YRO. It's they actually have a museum there, the aviation museum. Super cool, but yeah, it's a little private thing. Glancing at those micros, yeah, I know, very nice. I really should have said yes. Let me check. Let me check how long ago this was. (2022). Yeah, so 2022 they reached out. Oh. I know where some of the cost comes from. I just have these things disappear on me, but that FCC certification, it's real. That's one of the things they were telling me in the marketing email, in the sponsorship email. Huh. They went through and got the EMI and all the certifications. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, FCC ID is for the radio. Yes, it's for the radio, but you also need to pass EMI standards too. Pretty sure. So that's real. Huh. I guess I blew it, didn't I? They reached out like 4 years ago. But then again, how long did it take me to start using ESP? All right, we're going to keep it going a little bit. I should have, it's like UL listing for radio, yeah. Let me see. I want to show you what I have in store. Recent documents, ESP Now. So this is what I got. So here is my ESP Now course I'm working on. I still have to do some adjustments, but this is almost 30,000 words. So essentially, I am going to try, I have to take this and shrink it into a couple of videos. So local device-to-device communication, defining a media access control address. I mean, ESP32, ESP now is pretty extreme. Like, it's not user-friendly. You'll be booting up your zoom out. Give me a second here. Let me just grab this. Yeah, Jackie, we had Jackie Craft. We had Radio Shack for a little bit longer than you guys. It died after. They existed up here in Canada far after the IP was sold in the US. BGA machine. Interesting. What you going to be working on, Ryan? Hey, Mr. Ireland. How are you? How's the weather over, first of all, Mr. Ireland, are you home or are you at work? And either way, what's the weather like? Because here it's going to be really freaking nice. Avionics. So in Canada, an avionics tech makes decent money too. What's the median salary of avionics technician Canada? You're at home, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's +2, but it's going to climb to +8. So yesterday I did a almost 11-kilometer walk. Yeah, 84.8 and then up to 120 plus. Don't have bench techs anymore. Well, I mean, they're somewhere. They're hubbed. They're centrally hubbed. So I'm going to do that same 11-ish kilometer loop. I'm going to try to beat my time from yesterday. And we're going to go from there. But I'm stuck here for the foreseeable future because the people have spoken. Okay, so essentially, so core concepts, preparation and setup, formatting data. I think that's going to be one video. Maybe part 1 and 2, you know, maybe core concepts and preparation and setup will be 1. No, formatting will be 1. So definitely the first 3 parts will be 1 video. And then we're going to code the transmitter and the receiver in another video, and then expanding to 2-way channels and frequencies, power management. This will all be part of like another video. So it's going to be like a 5-video series. But the 5-video series will also have, each one of these parts will be a chapter on my website. So it's going to be long. It's going to be a lot of work to do this, but I think this is the core of my channel. I want to simplify this so that anybody can do ESP Now. Because if you look at Curtis's video on ESP Now, which I've watched, Basement Electronics. I also have to film a video today. This is not Basement Electronics. Mend it, Mark. ESP Now. Wasn't there another ESP Now video? Am I crazy? No, it was this one a month ago. No, here. ESP Now. So there was ESP Now. So guys, check out this video. So I'm going to make a shittier version of that, essentially. The code is still too scary for me. Someone needs to write the code in crayon so I can apply it to my needs. Then someone said, use ChatGPT 5.2. Okay. How ASP now works, built-in examples, the demonstration, conclusion. Can you summarize this video for me and give me a rating of 1 through 10 in 5 categories? We're gonna have AI roast Curtis. Entertainment, accuracy, information, completeness, and amount of dogs shown. This is how I rate all of my videos. Here, let's just make sure it's clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really need to yeah, me too. But I need to go for a walk too. Let's see what it does. Wait, you know what? We'll make it think. Pro. Give her. We'll get it to roast Curtis here. I wonder if it'll even do it. I don't know. I don't think it'll do it. I think it's not understanding. I am having too much fun. If AI redoes your video. No, I'm going to redo your video. Can I get your permission, Curtis, to steal a couple of clips from your ESP Now videos to put at the end of one of my videos to suggest, you know, additional viewing? I know I could reach out in private, but you're going to do a cruise. Good for you. I think cruises are my nightmare. So I am glad it's you and not me. You can give me any raw video. Oh, thank you. I will be very honest, Curtis. I am shit at planning stuff. So I won't have enough time to be like, oh, hey, can you send me this? Because I'll need it like right that moment, and it is unfair thinking. It's a Stargate cruise. Stargate cruise. Do you mean Stargate like the TV series? Okay. The stars will be there. Huh. This is another one of my nightmares. Gonna have to fly to Florida? No, thank you. Yeah. There we go. It's doing it now. It does sound very awesome. I don't like being trapped on a boat with people. Okay. ESP now works. Networking modes, code implementation, demonstration, range and efficiency. Here's your rate. Are you ready for your ratings, Curtis? Entertainment, 6 out of 10. That's a good one. It's a high-quality educational tutorial. It's presented in a straightforward benchtop lecture style rather than a high-energy entertainment. That's actually... So I would say for learning stuff, I want this. If it's a Mr. Beast video, I'm not learning shit from it. Accuracy, 10 out of 10. It aligns perfectly with the official expressive documentation and standard engineering practices for the SP32. Information, 9 out of 10, provides a deep dive into the technicalities of the protocol, explaining the why and the how very clearly. Completeness, 9 out of 10. It covers everything from the theoretical background to a functional hardware demonstration and code walkthrough. Amount of dogs shown, 0. Unfortunately for dog lovers, this is a purely technical video focused on microcontrollers. No dogs are shown or mentioned. Boo! Damn, dude. Without any dogs shown on camera, what is even the point? No, I think I agree. It's a good video. How many views did you get? 1.1K. That's decent. I'd be happy with that. Fell at the last hurdle, yeah. Stumbled. Considering Albert's build? What the fuck is Albert? Is Albert your real name, Curtis? Oh, this one has a dog. Okay, I see the point now. No. Did I say cats? Did I say cats? If I wanted an animal who genocides the bird population, I would just spray DEET from a cannon. Gonna have to make a point of putting Lou in your outros, yeah. Your old company gave you a Bahama cruise back in the day, nice, but I'm not a beach guy. Last about an hour on the beach. In North America alone, domestic and feral cats are estimated to kill between 1.3 and 4 billion birds every year. Yes, I know. I know, and all my neighbors have all their cats out roaming everywhere. You're going on a train trip across Canada. Oh, I am so jealous. Which way are you going? East or west? Or east then west or west then east? Oh my god, I am so envious. You're gonna be making videos, I hope? Do you have a second channel? Literally my dream is to take a train across Canada. So then I can walk around. I can shut myself in my little cabin. I can work when there's nothing to see. Oh. Very envious. Very envious. What does a train ticket from Ottawa to Vancouver cost if I want to have a private cabin? Yeah, I can't afford it. Franco, I would. Okay. Yeah. One way. Ugh. One way. You stayed in Vancouver a number of days, such a great city. Oh my God. Amazing. Yeah, train travel is very expensive. They have berths too, which is half the price of the room and just as good. I'd like to be a little bit more private. Same price as a cruise, but it is a land cruise. Yeah, the difference is I can step out at any of the stops. This is, I will be honest. Flying to Vancouver, spending a couple days there, and taking the train back. That is so cool. Are you gonna see, like, Curtis? Are you going there for like any LTT type stuff? Like, are you going to Whale Land or something? This is honestly, this is my dream. This is my dream. I would love to do this. Unfortunately, Vero gets motion sick, so even if we could afford it, probably won't be able to do the trip because any movement she gets very sick. However, it is my dream, and I would work. I would look out and work, read. Just a trip, birthday present from your son. Well, your son is a freaking nice kid. Is your son the one I met? Do you have more than one son? This is my ideal vacation. I want to see Canada. I have one of these. I have one of these. And Vero and I are one day going to cross Canada with it. This is like the world's smallest freaking car to cross Canada, but that is a thought of ours. It is, by the way, it is so small. It is tiny, but I think we can do it. We're definitely going to try. Is that from Matchbox? Yeah, no. Person for scale. If I don't have my foot on the clutch, like if the clutch isn't pressed in, my knee has to be resting on the door panel, or else there's nowhere to put it. So I have one of these 1989 CRX SI. It's got the stock engine in it. Everything is stock. It has 43,000 miles. It's an American import. I bought it back in 2012 for $400. It was traded in to the dealership I worked with a blown engine. Turns out I got the engine started. It didn't need anything. I put the dealer plate on it, drove it home, and I've been procrastinating ever since. But it's just increased in value and then dropped in value. Um, 1989 CRX SI. Oh, yeah, they really did drop in price. That's a B16A, so it's got a swapped engine. It is very nice, though. Yeah, so this one's been molested. For sure. Sold for $22,000. Let's see. Mine's similar to this. I have a Volvo right now, Jackie, with a clutch in it. Oh, beauty. So this is close to what I have. It's got stainless exhaust. I don't have that. I have the original exhaust. It sold for $22,700. Executive decision made. Clutch on bike. 94 Virago 750. Messed up first time doing it. No, North America, specifically Americans, and I'm not talking about car people, I'm talking about just Americans in general. They view manual transmissions as being lesser than. So manuals definitely not as popular here as they are in Europe. However, car enthusiasts, they love a manual. Oh, look at this. 2022, 33 grand. $33,000. Thanks for being here, Curtis. Thanks for letting me completely roast you. Mine looks very much like this. I even put the Honda battery in mine too. Beauty. Ontario. Where is this? No, it's in the United States. Check out 76 Cessna 150M. I mean, I'm not a plane person. Cessna 150M. So I don't know, I won't know what I'm looking at. This guy? 50 years old now. Here, I have a Cessna. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my God, I was sitting wrong. Oh, my knees. Jesus Christ, I'm old. Ugh. Here, let me show you my Cessna. There's my Cessna. Love flying this little thing around. It's so tough too. I got it stuck in a tree. That's got cobwebs on it now. I got it stuck in a tree and I threw snowballs at it to get it down. And it looks completely unharmed. Oh, one side does have stickers, because the other side the stickers peeled off. So there we go. It's a PH Lou. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go eat, and then I'm going to go for my long walk, and then when I get back, maybe I'll fly the little plane. But I want to thank you all for watching. 140 or 180. What's 140 or 180? Thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to try to do a stream tomorrow, but I'm going to try to organize myself so we have a nice stream, because I don't think there's much more I can do to this design until we have the boards in hand, which will be in about a week. So anyways, thanks everyone. I appreciate all your opinions, whether I agree with them or not. I will see you in the next one.